I'm Mrs. Crawford, and this is the art room. And this is Levi, my son. Say hi, buddy. Okay, and this is Jessica, my daughter. Looking around. Yeah. And this is the first day of school, but I am going to be at home taking care of my kids until September. So Mrs. Allison is going to be your art teacher. Let's take a look around the art room. Come on, buddy. He's got my leg. All right, here we have 5 stars for classes that are ready, respectful, and responsible. And if you keep your 5 stars, then over here on the star chart, Mrs. Crawford is going to write a 5 next to your teacher's name. If you get 2 5s, 5, 5, then you get to listen to music during art. If you get 3 5s, 5, 5, 5, then you get a paw for everyone in your class to take with them and save up for cool prizes here at Central. Okay, let's move on to our classroom jobs to keep our classroom clean. Mrs. Crawford has a cleanup bell that I hit, and that means we got to stop what we're doing and check our job because we want to win the golden paintbrush, which is the prize for the cleanest class of the week. So everybody is trying to keep their tables clean and their floor clean and their supplies put away so that they can be the cleanest class, and you're in competition with kindergarten and first and second and third and fourth and fifth, and the cleanest class gets to keep it in their classroom for a week. All right, so let's check your jobs. If you're at purple table, it says stack sketchbooks and sharpen pencils. Your sketchbooks are what you'll make today if you're in first grade or older. And this is where you keep them in your class code. So this is where Bradbury's sketchbooks would be. This is Mrs. Burren's sketchbooks. And this is Mrs. Warren's over here in this corner. Okay, so you would find your class, and if that's your cleanup job, then you would open your drawer and you would stack up your sketchbooks so that you can get the golden paintbrush because they look so neat and tidy. Okay, if you're looking for pencils to sharpen, then you need to check colored pencils are in cabinet 4 or regular pencils are in cabinet 5. So that's helpful to have sharp pencils for the next class that comes in. If you're at red table, it says put art supplies in the cabinets. Okay, so if you see scissors laying out, then you would take it to the green tub that's in number 5 and get the supplies put back in the cabinets so nothing's left on the table for the next class that comes in. Even if you didn't use it, if you're at red table, you've got to search for the supplies and get them put back. Okay, if you're at blue table, it says sweep the floor, and that's pretty self-explanatory. If you are at green table, you have wash tables, which is something that you'll practice today, even though you're just making sketchbooks and you might not have a lot to clean up on your table. You would spray it, sponge it, take it back, and if you're at yellow table, it says dry tables. So you would take a dryer off the board, dry where the washers have already washed, and hang it back up so that it dries for the next class to use as a dryer. And if it hangs like this, it's not going to be a stinky towel because it would get stinky if it's wet and it's just laying in a pile like that. Okay. If you're at orange table, check the glue and that the marker lids are closed. So the glue lids might be a glue stick, might be a glue bottle, and the marker lids just helps us keep our supplies nice for the next class coming in. Okay, so all these jobs If they're done correctly and on time, you can get the golden paintbrush. And the timer will be on the screen and usually starts at 5 minutes, and then it counts down to 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And you've got to be back in your seat at the 0 to be a contender for the golden paintbrush. So we got to do them right, and we got to do them on time. All right, let's move on to our sinks. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sinks for you to use. Those are only used when you're done, all done with a painting or all done with a sculpture. And make sure that the water is on lightly, not full blast. Okay, if it's on full blast, then it might splash and make a messy countertop, which wouldn't be a golden paintbrush day. Okay, and you would get 2 pumps of soap and 2 pumps of paper towels to clean off your hands and your countertop. Levi is going to demonstrate. All right, let's see. Also over here, we have the care basket. This is where one person will be the care person. The care cougar will wear this badge. It clips on to your clothes. And the care person is someone that's chosen out of all the names, and they get to pick something fun to care for someone in your class that's maybe having a bad day or a bad hour or a bad 5 minutes, and they need something to make them smile and feel better. So you're the care person, then you can get something out of the care basket. Okay, let's see. We've got free time items. When you're done with a project, okay, we don't go back and just sit down and talk with our friends. We find something to do. So we find free draw paper, or we find our sketchbook. If you're in your sketchbook, then you can choose any of these pictures you'd like to draw. We've got animals, usually the 4-legged kind. We've got cartoons, or we've got the animals which have the feathers, the birds, or the fins, the fish, and flowers. Okay, so you would choose a picture you like, and if you want to use marker, then you would use a free draw paper. If you want to use colored pencil, or crayon, then you would choose your sketchbook and take this back. If you need help to draw this, I can help you with one part of it, like the eyes, or the nose, or the mouth, or the hair. So one part, and then you would do the rest yourself. All right. Also for free time, we have a construction area over here on the floor. So you could construct a long telescope, or you could construct a slide for a marble. There's many options there, all school appropriate, no swords. We've got some clay is coming. It's on order, so it's not here yet, but clay is usually something that is for free time. Okay, let's talk about the seat toppers. These are fun to sit on, but if you don't want to wiggle that day, then you just pass it off to an empty stool, or if there's not an empty stool near you, you can bring it over to the picture for the wiggle seats. Okay, also making sure that our seat is safe, all 4 on the floor, and that it's not 2 on the floor or 1 on the floor. So 4 on the floor is the rule for Central. Okay. Here we have your cabinet supplies. Anything that you need, you can get out at free time, or if I ask you to go get out a supply, then you can find the pictures of where they are. So if I'm looking for markers, I would open number 4, take the tub to my table, and there we can share with everybody. Okay. All right. This is where I keep the brooms. So if you, oh, there's some trash right there. So we sweep it up, and someone else at your table, if this is your job, could operate the dustpan, and we sweep it up, and this is how you would dump it out. Ta-da! All right. We need to talk about the quiet signal, because sometimes Mrs. Allison has an announcement to make, or Mrs. Crawford needs to get your attention quickly. And it is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and we all clap together. Let's try it out. And what do our hands do? Well, they stop what they're making. Our eyes make contact with the teacher, and our ears are open and listening so that we can get the direction, and then we can go back to what we were working on. If we're not listening to the quiet signal, and it's really hard for me to get your attention, that lets me know you're not ready, or respectful, or responsible. So now we're not at 5 stars, and I can't put a 5 up on your prize chart, and we won't have a music day or a paw day. So we want to make sure that we are always ready for the quiet signal, respectful, responsible. You think so? Awesome. Here are your grades. If you are working really hard and you've got a lot of details in your artwork, then you are on your way to an E for excellent. If you are in the middle somewhere, you're not working as hard as you could, but you're not as low as you could be, then you're going to get an M for in the middle. If your artwork looks like this little house, doesn't look like anybody would want to live there, because it looks like it's going to fall over, and there's no color to it, and there's no details. It's just like a big scribble scrabble. So that would be progress needed. Okay. All right, I think that is all. We are ready to have a great year. We're ready to be ready, respectful, responsible, and earn those paws in art.